Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Wind. I've just blown in. And today we are back with more Seduce Me Otome. I will go through my usual spiel that I've been giving now. If this is the first video in the series you have stumbled across, hello, welcome to my channel. Also, I do not recommend starting with this one. Go into my playlist and start with video 1. The reason for this is because I will be skipping a lot, especially in the earlier parts of the episode. If it's content that I've already shown you and I've already discussed, there's just no need to discuss it one more time. So, this is also not a blind LP. I have played this game several times in the past, but by no means am I an expert. So, with all that out of the way, let us begin a new day, a new path. Onward! Yes, new game. And we begin the skip button with joy. What is my name? That is a very good question. I think I will be here we go. Yes. And we skip things. My friends, my teacher, another day at school, and I like Dragon Company personally.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Because dragons are cool. Unless you're a fairy type, then you get dead super quick. Oh. Yeah, I wish I could have here as fast, but I'm kind of clumsy. I have a feeling I would fall on my face. And we'll go back to skipping, and... Yeah, the spicy food does sound really tasty right now. I miss burgers. And fries. Fries are awesome. Nom nom nom. I think Zuzu's right, Naomi. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm pretty sure she's right. Also, why do you two both look angry at me? I haven't done anything yet.
Of course you would side with her!
Yep. And Dad is here, and let us try again to have this conversation. Which we know it does not end in good, and hello boys, and, no, ew, hit.
How? You're just being violent now!
Always. And we skip, and, you know, I am not a Bella Swan. I will jump up and protect myself, because you're being creepy. No, I can't respect Damien. Damien's amazing. And you can, you know what, you can have your murder, Squirrel Fairy. I'm okay with this.
What? I appreciate the thought, but, no thanks.
No, dude, it's yours. Go ahead. Nah, I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself for now, James, but, you know, in another life, I would totally tell you all about it. And we skip, and...
I won't lie, though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
Yeah, and if it weren't for mind control, that might have been enjoyable, you know? I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. You know what? For once in a lifetime, I'm gonna be cool. I know. Anyone who knows me in the real world goes, you're anything but. So, I'm just gonna be like, cool. Yeah. You sure are quite the charmer.
Yes, I am known for that.
Really? You're known. So, much as I do appreciate the constant compliments, you don't have to keep talking to me like that.
Like what?
He batted his eyelids, as if he had no idea what I was talking about, and I couldn't help but laugh. Well, like you're trying to get into my pants half the time. Sweetie, I'm pretty sure it'd be all the time if you gave him the teeny tiniest bit of encouragement.
I can assure you, I'm just a lover of beautiful women.
Okay. How many other beautiful women are we talking here? Just saying. Something tells me that there's more to it than that. For a moment he looked away, losing a bit of his smile. Before I could question it, though, he turned back to me with a new teasing smile.
Did you want there to be more?
Well, maybe? I didn't want to hit him. That's Sam. I want to hit Sam all the time. But I didn't know how to react. So I couldn't look at him. He merely chuckled again in my ear.
Sorry. You just look so cute when you're blushing.
She does look adorable when she's blushing. I felt my face heat up simply from his words. I then felt Eric take my hand and kiss it gently.
I hope you'll enjoy dinner, however, my dear.
And now we are back to skip territory. And Grandpa and boys, and something happens and I want to laugh, so I didn't. Ah, good times. Good times. And I'm throwing a party even though I don't want to, and the boys and my friends are here, and they're guests?
Then why did one of them open the door?
They're rude guests, I don't know. And the boys are gonna do the party prep, but my friends want to go hang, but yeah, it is my party. I should stay and help. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. See you, girls.
Are you sure?
No, but might be fun. Who do I want to help? Well, Eric did have some interesting comments at dinner. I'd be curious to see where this could go if we continue talking to him. We're gonna help Eric with the dining room. I stayed in the dining room, knowing that the table had to become a buffet table. As I looked around the room carefully, I noted that the floor needed waxing, and the table's surfaces needed major dusting. Eric came up next to me, lowered a small mop and bucket he had brought in onto the floor, and rolled his sleeves up higher on his arms before looking at me with a raised eyebrow.
Are you sure you want to work with me with cleaning this place up?
Sure.
It'll be a lot of cleaning and tidying.
I know.
Plus, we have to move the chairs to the corner.
I can do that. I'm stronger than I look. I shook my head, rolling up my sleeves and walking to the table, grabbing hold of a chair. I think I can handle lifting a couple of chairs and moving them. Just saying. Girl. Eric smiled at me with a soft chuckle before following my lead. Eventually we had moved all the chairs to the corner of the room, and had begun cleaning the room and the table. Silence consumed the air as we both focused on cleaning. I decided to start mopping the floor, but as I stepped towards the bucket, my foot rolled over a small, fluffy object, causing me to slip. A small, fluffy object, you say? Darn it, murder fairy squirrel! Darn it! Ah! Before I hit the floor, however, I wound up in the arms of Eric, staring up at him with dance-like dip while gripping onto his shirt. His face held pure concern as he held on and looked down at me.
Are you all right, princess?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna nod. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, murder fairy squirrel. All I could do was nod as I stared at Eric. He was genuinely concerned. There was no flirtatious smirk on his face. It was cute to see a new side of him. Eric let out a small sigh of relief.
That's a relief. You didn't twist your ankle, did you?
I don't know. Maybe you should check. No, I'm fine. Darn it, Ariel. Pay attention. Gently, I felt Eric's arm dip under my knees so he could lift me up bridal style. I gripped tighter onto his shirt before he sat me on the table and knelt down to look at my feet. Okay, Eric has a fetish. Who knew? I'm really fine. Eric didn't speak as he gently looked over my ankles, lightly massaging them for tests of pain. I didn't feel any pain. I felt pleasure. I bit my lip as Eric gently massaged his fingers over my skin. I'd had foot massages before, but Eric had amazing skill. Each touch and pressure sent a wave of pleasure running up my spine. Girl, incubi. Just saying. I had to fight to hold back a moan. Eric's face, though, didn't shift to any mischievous or seduction. It remained as concerned as ever. He was full of surprises. Really? Are we sure about that? Eventually, he finished looking over my feet and smiled in relief. He slowly stood up and smiled his usual smile with me, a small giggle.
You were right, Princess. You were fine.
I am indeed fine. Thank you for noticing. You are also fine. Eric gently lifted me off of the table and lowered me to the floor before placing a swift kiss on my forehead and continuing his work. I stood there for a moment before slowly walking to the bucket and cleaning as well. Right. Party. We're supposed to be prepping for that. My heart continued to pound as we both finished cleaning that room. And now we can skip because it's potty time. Woo! To be honest, no, I'm not ready, but let's get this over with. Alrighty, let us begin.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
It's been pretty good, actually.
I'm
No
so
one
sorry
hits
about
me
your
here.
grandfather passing away.
My dad
it
hit me, you know.
really hit all of us hard.
Oh, Grandpa, yeah. Thank you for your condolences.
Do you have college plans?
Do you? There's a possibility.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
That is a very good question. That depends on who runs it, I guess.
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
The what now policy? It's a policy that reflects my own values.
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
Well, actually, it's a different branch of toys I'm gonna get into, but yeah, maybe we should discuss this here. It's a toy company. Why? Phew. Questions done. Yeah, I'm just gonna nod at you, cause, sup. Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Yeah, this was all very last minute. Thank you, Daddy. Speaking of, hey, Dad, how you been? You know what, I'm just gonna stay put, cause you ran him off for a reason. Also, there's someone else in the room I'd much rather be talking to, but the game was not giving me the option. And the boys, and a demon, and you know what? Fuck off, dude. Just fuck off. And I will duck, because I'm a strong, independent woman. And now it's the next day. It is the next day, and maybe a creature of caffeine addiction, I need to be my coffee. This coffee is awesome. Gimme. Nom nom nom. And the boys are training, looking all hot and hitting Sam, so of course I approve. You know what, I'm gonna let him be. You boys have fun. I'm gonna go. Skip. Training, so I'll get chicken and rice. It's simple, it's traditional, but it's filling. Now that food is done, and I feel like company because I've been on my own all morning, let's go talk to the boys. Let's go say hi. Food in hand, who am I gonna go talk to? Oh, okay, apparently my character made the decision for me. I'm gonna go find Eric. Go team. I returned to the backyard, hoping to find an incubus still there. Luckily, my gut feeling was right. Eric was beside the gazebo, looking at a small flower that was growing on the railing of it. As I approached, Eric turned his head and smiled his usual smile.
Hello, Princess.
Hello, Prince. Hey, Eric, I got some lunch for you.
Really? You did not have to do that, Princess.
Yes, I did. No, it's fine. Here. Eric smiled and took his food, eating a little bit before looking to the flower again. Out of curiosity, I looked as well. It was a simple white daisy in full bloom. Eric shook his head and chuckled softly as I joined him in flower gazing.
Sorry, I was simply reminded of home.
Ah, did not know there are a lot of daisies in your home. Huh? Oh, no, you're fine. What about home were you reminded of? Eric looked to the sky with a soft sigh and smiled before looking to the flower again.
The castle, mainly. Despite us not being there anymore, it was still our home.
Exactly. Home is very important.
We grew up there our entire lives as brothers.
Aw.
There wasn't a day that went by when we weren't all doing something exciting. It was an empty excitement, of course, but it was still something that bonded us all together.
Aww, that's so sweet. Eric slightly trailed off, looking lost in nostalgia of his thoughts. I didn't know if I wanted to bother him while he remembered something, so obviously important to him. You know, since we're both here, it's a nice day, tell me more. Eric turned again to me with a slightly surprised look.
You wish to know more?
Obviously, yes. Why not? I'm really curious about the place you lived in. Eric nodded before looking to the flower again. After a second, he gained a look of realization before looking to me again.
Would you like me to show you something instead?
Well, that depends. What are you going to show me? He tilted my head in confusion. Oh, Sylphie. I tilted my head in confusion, but nodded nonetheless. What I was expecting could not have prepared me for what I saw. What did you see? Eric gently brushed his fingers against the petals of the daisy, making it gently quake at his touch. Oh, lucky daisy. As the daisy abnormally shivered, its petals shifted from white to purple. The yellow center gently faded to a pink hue, as the stem began to burn black. I could only stare as Eric plucked the flower from its place and presented it to me. Aw, you got your first present. That's so cute.
Watch closely.
Always. I kept my eyes on the flower as Eric began to mutter something. It sounded close to Latin, but I wasn't sure. Regardless, the flower began to glow in Eric's hand. Small, crystal-like spores floated up from the pink center and began to form a circle in the air. As the circle closed, the center filled with smoke, forming a screen of some sort. It was misty, so I couldn't see anything. What is this?
Just watch.
Always. I raised an eyebrow, but I followed his instruction. Eventually, the mist faded away, revealing a large throne room. It was all of stone and tile, with the throne itself covered in red fabric and gold metal. That doesn't sound comfortable. Despite it being a mere image in a magic mirror, I felt small looking at the sight of the throne room. Wow. Wow, indeed. That looks amazing. Yes, it does.
That's our castle. It's a wonderful place. Servants and parties galore.
Huh. Interesting. Of which we see neither. Does your father sit on the throne when he's at the parties?
Very much so. He despises dancing and socializing, so he makes the throne his home.
So why throw a party in the first place? Do you think he's still there now? I must have struck a small chord with Eric, because he hesitated before responding. Eric smiled only slightly.
We don't know. When we left, we didn't look back.
Good
However,
man.
we are sure he's still there, since no one followed us out of the abyssal plains.
Well, yeah, that's maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I bit my lip. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. I felt really bad, however. I didn't feel it for long. The magic suddenly stopped and faded away, while Eric dropped the daisy. As the daisy turned back to its white and yellow color, Eric dropped to a knee, groaning in pain. Eric, are you alright?
Yes, Princess. I'm fine. I just used too much energy, that's all.
You should have eaten more of the chicken. It was really good. I dropped to a knee to try to examine Eric closer. His face was pale while his purplish eyes shifted back and forth between purple and gold. His breath was heavy, which concerned me. He used too much energy. That meant he needed more. Oh dear, and how will an incubus ever get energy from a teenage girl? I wonder how.
Please don't worry, Princess. I'm
Aww,
fine. Don't worry your beautiful head about it.
I don't want to worry about it. Yeah, kiss him. He showed me something awesome. Mwah! I felt responsible. I had to help. I quickly grabbed Eric's face and tilted his head to angle with mine. Shifting myself closer, I brought my lips to his and kissed him deeply. I didn't know if this would help. Sure you didn't. But it was how he got energy before. I shut my eyes, waiting for the draining feeling to repair in my body. Haha, shocked face Eric is cool. However, Eric grabbed my shoulders and forced me back. I opened my eyes and stared into his frightened golden eyes in surprise. At the same time, I noticed a pink hue run across Eric's face. Yes, he is adorable blushing too.
Princess? What are you doing?
Helping? I don't know why, but I felt both irritated and accomplished at the question, and at the look he was giving me. As you should. Good girl. Where was his flirting? Where was his cocky smirk? From what I remember, he took advantage of me when we met, and now he was somehow acting inferior to me. Yeah, that is strange. It's almost like there's more to it than just that flirty persona that you meet first. I grabbed his hands and removed them from my shoulders, tangling my fingers with his. I'm trying to help and give you some of my energy. You used your energy to show me that sight, so I want to pay you back for that. Unless you don't want me to help.
Well, I've already taken your energy once before.
You just what? That was before. I want to give you energy now. Just let me. All of a sudden, I felt that familiar... Oh, hello, sexy music. You're back. Yay! All of a sudden, I felt that familiar feeling of warmth run through my body once again. I felt my body slightly heat up as Eric quickly released my hands and wrapped them around my waist, dropping to both knees in front of me. He stared at me with desire in his gaze as he pulled my body to his. Eric leaned his forehead to mine, letting the tips of our noses gently caress each other's as we spoke.
You spoil me.
I try. Before I knew it, I was on top of Eric as he laid on the grass below. I stared wide-eyed as he pulled me into the hot, passionate kiss, with a gentle hand on the back of my head. Eric's other hand rested on the small of my back, while I rested my hands on his chest. I moved myself to straddle his hips. He is the one straddling you in the picture. Just saying. To be comfortable in the kiss, the energy from my body was slowly draining, making me feel light and warm. It was almost pitiful how comfortable and how willing I was in the situation. Still, I held no regrets. I was enjoying every bit of this kiss. While Eric held me, he gently rolled us both over so he was on top of me, kissing me hotly and holding me tightly. I was tempted to wrap my legs around him, but I remained focused on the kiss. It was better that I was on the bottom anyway, with my energy slowly fading from my body. However, the draining feeling suddenly stopped as Eric pulled away and looked down at me. I stared up at him as we both panted for air. I had never kissed like that before, and I was so lost in the moment that I'd forgotten how to breathe. Eric, however, didn't move from me, but moved a strand of hair from my face, eyes still full of desire.
I'm completely full, and yet I still desire you.
Really? Is that so? I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give any more. Oh, yeah, we're gonna keep going with this? Because yes, you do. I opened the opportunity, and I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more, and I was going to let him keep going. I wanted it to keep going. I reached out, pulled him down, and kissed him, giving him silent approval to keep going. Yeah, consent fricking important, people. That is one thing I will say after the initial meeting of them, once you actually do pursue a romance, that, yeah, consent does come into it. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and following his hand off and around my neck. He moved the ribbon to the ground beside me before gently unbuttoning the top buttons of my blouse, stopping at the buttons above my stomach. The desire in my body drove me insane, forcing a moan to escape my lips as he ran his kisses from my lips to my exposed neck. As he began to ravish my neck and shoulder in hot kisses, I leaned my head back against the grass and let out a pleasurable sigh as escaped my lips. Eric was ruthless in his passionate kisses on my skin. Eric didn't stop touching and kissing me, making more moans and gasps rush out of my mouth into the open air. He was full, but he was hot as I was. I couldn't even comprehend how much time we spent making out. I was so lost in the pleasure that I didn't care. Well, it's sinful, but I didn't care. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. Yeah, teenage girl libido kicked in. Yay! I desired it beyond anything at the moment, even as he lowered his kisses down my chest to just above my girdle. My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about Eric intrigued me immensely, but something made my heart quicken for him. I couldn't have been loved, but I was too passionate to be lust. Oh, girl, do not underestimate lust. What was it? Desire? Attraction? However, I began to feel dizzy, seeing the sky start to spin almost wildly. I gripped onto Eric's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop, but my mind faded to black before I could let out another sound. And we're unconscious. Good times. I felt good. I didn't care that I blacked out. I kinda care. I felt warm and fuzzy in the darkness. I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. I now waited to awaken, hopefully in a good way. What good way do you possibly mean? My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting to the sight around me. I felt familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain in my neck and shoulders, and I could feel the swollen lips pulse gently and healing. However, when I looked down at my body, I was in my shirt. Oh, boo. I'd been pulled back up and rebuttoned. Oh, come on. As if nothing happened between me and Eric. I know, right? Ugh. I was just missing my ribbon. Before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. It was tied in a nice bow around a daisy Eric had picked with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
You've spoiled me, my princess.
I try.
I am eternally grateful that you let me indulge like that. Have a good rest.
I'm sure I did. I stared at the note, letting a small smile grace my lips. Spoiled him? I enjoyed it, despite the first-time circumstance. Yeah, but, it's a little different when you instigate as opposed to being acted upon. Just saying. Agency, it's important. It was cute, though, to imagine him thanking me for something we both did and enjoyed. I brought the daisy to my nose and gently inhaled its soft fragrance, letting the memories of our meeting flood my mind. I indulged myself, too, Eric. I looked at the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Yikes! 4 hours of being knocked out, and I still feel tired? Making up can be exhausting work, what can I say? It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. And now we are back to the skip button. Yay! But before I could leave the house, something happened. Huh? I turned to see Eric, was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face.
My name.
Is Eric, I know. Your name?
My true name isn't Eric, miss. I want you to know my real name, if something were to happen.
What could possibly happen? His true name? What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? Eric gently pulled me to him and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is Uzeris.
Uzarius. Cool. I'm gonna butcher that. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I never forgot it. Eric pulled away and smiled at me, despite still carrying worry in his eyes.
If you are in any danger, call my name.
Will do.
I promise that I'll come and help you.
You'd better. Otherwise, no more makeouts. I stared up at Eric, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. Eric smiled before kissing my hand and heading into the dining room. Enjoy breakfast. Something told me that name would be used eventually. Nah, we're gonna be fine. And now we're back to the normality that is the skip button. My friends. You know what, girl? No, we're gonna go. On guard. Fight. caught, and this day went downhill fast. But you know what? I'm gonna stick my boyfriend on you, because he's awesome. Because he's hotter than you. Rosarius. All of a sudden, a bright purple light engulfed the room, causing the devils around me to cover themselves.
What the?
What the indeed. Indeed, too. A gust of wind rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself and standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on. The light continued to shine brightly. Hi, honey. As the gust slowly started to die, the light began to fade, revealing Eric. Hi, Eric.
Did you miss me?
Yes, I did. Terribly. However, the seductive smile that graced his lips quickly disappeared as he turned to Malix. As Malix lowered his arms, Eric glared. Get him, sweetie.
You really are evil at its core.
He is.
Kidnapping an innocent woman like you
No.
did.
So
It's
innocent.
disgusting how we demons are confused for your kind.
I know, right? You're much cuter.
Look at this little man whore Eric right here, boys.
Hey,
Might
he's
as well
not a
sleep with a
whore.
disease.
Hey, we're... the disease part, you might have a point, but he is not a whore. I have never paid him for it. The devils around him laughed, including Addis. I felt a twinge of anger, but Eric must have taken it from me and added it to his own. Eric flicked his wrist and arms across his body, producing a small whipping noise through the air. However, Malix hissed and reached for his cheek, as if the air had slapped him hard. What the? When Alex removed his hand from his cheek, I stared wide-eyed at the large slash that revealed on it. A mixture of red and black blood gently dripped from the wound, causing Malix to growl angrily at Eric.
So, pretty boy thinks he has balls, huh?
He does.
Well, time to make this pretty boy a dead bitch.
Really? That's what you're gonna come out with? That's what you're coming at me with? Really? Seriously, Malix, hire a new copyist. Your writing is bad. All of a sudden, Malix lifted his gun toward Eric and pulled the trigger. I gasped and tensed up, not believing what I was seeing. As I braced myself for Malix's bullet to embed itself into Eric, however, a large eternal tendril shot up in front of Eric's body, sprouting from the ground by his feet. Quickly, wait, he has tendrils? Air quotes, so like tentacles? Eric, sweetie, we need to have a talk when this is done. Anyway, back to the dialogue at hand. Quickly after the bullet evaporated the tendril, several others appeared, forming a dark purple crown around Eric's body.
What is that?
Obligatory, I've seen enough anime to know how this is gonna end joke here.
Did you expect me to come unprepared the second time around?
Exactly.
Thanks to my lovely princess, I can now use the full extent of my powers.
Worth it.
Unfortunately for you, that means I'm afraid you will lose this fight.
You get him, sweetie. You and your hentai powers.
You cocky little shit!
I assure you, it's anything but the look. Now he's charged up his energy and began to fire bullet after bullet at Eric in his anger. However, the tendrils danced across Eric's body with ease, blocking each one as if they were mere pebbles to a wall. The remaining devils stared, trying to figure out what to do. Help Malix while watching silence. Eris, however, walked up beside me and crossed her arms. As she walked with a new smirk on her face. Yeah, our boys are slap fighting each other. Hot, right?
Die already!
You die! Eric chuckled before snapping his fingers, causing a row of tendrils to appear behind him, pointing their sharp ends at Malix, who continued to fire bullets at the incubus. Oh, this is taking a turn for the weird. Also, interesting choice of your noises in the background of this music. Because, you know, the tentacles needed sound effects, clearly. I mean, tendrils, air quotes. Anyway, the tendrils uprooted themselves and floated into the air, straightening out in large spikes, before quickly splintering into multiple thinner spikes. I could only stare, completely lost in intrigue at the sight, as Eric whipped his hands across his body again. At Eric's command, the spikes flew at Alex, slashing and stabbing into his body. They were thin, barely making pencil-sized wounds and only a few went into his body. The others scraped and scratched at his skin as they flew by. Didn't kill Malix, however. Now they're going to penetration. Malix bore out loudly before charging at Eric, causing Incubus to step back in slight shock. Malix pointed his gun at Eric, closing the distance between them, and fired as the barrel almost reached Eric's face. Oh, sweet pace! Instead, the bullet ripping into Eric, a large explosion forced both away from each other. Malix bounced off the far wall and landed on his knees, groaning in pain. Eric, however, slid across the ground, landing on his stomach. Eric! Slowly, Malix planted a foot in the ground to stand, but froze before doing so, staring at Eric's body. And I would also stare at Eric's body. I'm going to be honest about this. Eric, on the other hand, slowly rose and turned to face Malix head-on. Eric reached a hand up and whipped out the small stain of blood that had painted the slide of the slit before growling almost animalistically. At that moment, something in the air changed. The air instantly went from frantic to still in energy. What could have been described in tone as the color red quickly turned to a deadly mix of purple and red, as everything began to blend together all at once.
How persistent. I guess I'll have to go all out on you to finally rid the world of you.
Get him, sweetie. Was this extent of demon power? My eyes never strayed from Eric's face, however, even as it changed. His eyes began to glow a bright golden color as Eric began to walk towards Malix.
Let's end this.
Yeah, end it. Woo! Malix aimed his gun and fired at Eric, but the bullet never made its target. As the shot erupted from the barrel, the ethereal tendrils erupted from Eric's back, creating a wing-like barrier from the bullet. Malix stared wide-eyed at Eric's tendrils absorb the bullet, and grew almost larger in size and in number with each step Eric took. Aw, he's my angel hentai. Eric's skin slowly began to morph and shift, changing from human to something else entirely. Something about Eric grew dark and menacing, and this transformation was making him even darker. Before I was allowed to see Eric's new form, however, a pair of hands quickly covered my eyes. Oh, dude, come on! Instinctively, I reached up and gripped them, trying to pull them off. A voice stopped me.
It's me. Don't look.
But I wanna! I listened carefully and let the last two words linger in my mind. Don't look. Why? What was being hidden from me? I wanted to know. Something told me to obey Damien's command. Oh, unfair telepath. I could hear everything, however. I listened as Malix stood up and panted, grunted, before being pushed against the wall with another shout. After that came sounds of flesh ripping and blood spurting, followed quickly by Malix's screams. Are you sure it was blood that was spurting? Just saying. Are we sure? We do not know what kind of screams these are. Maybe it was better I wasn't able to see. Oh, come on. Just go to Google, turn off the safety feature, and search. I'm sure you'll find stuff.
Eric, enough!
No! Get him! Almost instantly after James's command, the sound stopped. The air grew silent as a pair of footsteps slowly made their way to where we were.
I just had to be sure he was dead. No use in letting him have a chance to revive.
Exactly. Thank you, sweetie. You were awesome today.
You're getting sloppy, Eric. You've
shut
lost
up,
your glamour
Sam.
spell.
Oh, what now? Glamour spell? What did he mean? Why did Eric sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
It's a spell that makes us look human.
So what do you normally look like? I froze. Look human? They didn't look like humans after all? What did they look like?
Like demons.
Good point. As if Matthew knew what Damien was talking about, Matthew spoke up, followed by the sound of a cork popping out of a bottle.
Well, not for much longer. Here.
There we are. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew. You're good for more than just murder fairy squirrels. I could hear the small clinking of glass being passed before hearing Eric guzzle down a liquid of some sort. The feel of the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating that everything had been returned to normal.